In this video, we will learn how to add a new SMTP or a new mailing service to email Jeet. To do that, first click on the Manage button next to the list of the mail accounts. Now these are the accounts or the SMTP services or the emails providers through which you will be able to send emails. So click on Manage and you will get a list of the providers that are already added, the list of the email accounts, the service accounts that are already added. To add a new account, click on Add, and you will get another dialog box which will show you some options about the type of service that you can add. We support APIs from SendGrid, Mailgun, Mailjet, Amazon SES, Postmark, and Mandrill. But all of these services, or almost 99% of the mailing services online, they support SMTP, and I encourage you to use exclusively SMTP because that is the most simple and the most effective way to send your emails. Let's add a new SMTP service to email Jeet. We start by selecting a name for it, so we can call it anything. Let's call it my new SMTP service. I typically like to name it by the name of the service provider. So if I'm using SendGrid, for example, I will write SendGrid here. Then you will need a from email ID. So this should be your email ID. You can have something like this, my name. This will be your name, and the email ID can be in angular brackets, and that way your name will be displayed to the lead and not the email address itself. So you can have my name at mydomain.com, and it's always good to have your own domains to put in the from email ID. Don't use free email addresses, free email service providers like Gmail or Yahoo in this, because now it's disallowed. Any SMTP service, most of them will disallow that, and even if they do send out the email ID by gmail.com or by yahoo.com, these emails will go into spam most likely. So always try to use your own domain name. That will improve your deliverability. Next, we need to enter the SMTP server. So it could be something like mail.smtp.com, and you will find this information, the SMTP server, in the service provider's help section. So make sure you refer to it and find the servers. Next, we need the port. Typically the port is 25. 25 is the most common SMTP port, but many times ISPs have it logged. ISPs do not have the port 25 open. So typically this is either 587. 587 is the second most popular SMTP port number, or sometimes 2525. So you just find what is the SMTP port option for your service provider and enter it over here. If you're using SSL, then this port number will typically be 465, but I would say don't use SSL until you absolutely have to, until it is you're compelled to by the service provider. Otherwise, just go for normal SMTP because that's faster. Then you need to put in your username. This could probably be your email ID, and sometimes it could be your API ID, your login ID, whatever it is. You will be again able to find this information inside your console for where all this information will be available inside the service provider's console. So it could be something like my username and then the SMTP password, which would be my password. So once you're done, click on save, and this SMTP service will be added to email Jeet. That's how easy it is. And when you close, you'll be able to see this new SMTP listed over here. And to send mail to through this new SMTP, it's as easy as selecting it and then typing out your mail and clicking the send button.